Okay, so this is for this rule, this is one of those ones that I was talking about, that you're separating segments of a sentence instead of having to do with having two complete sentences, and having to separate those. You're separating segments of a sentence here. That's why it's called the units of a series or list rule, because you have units or segments that you have to actually separate. Okay, so if you're looking at example number 1, it says this conference has people who come from Boise, Idaho, Los Angeles, California, and Nashville, Tennessee. I can't have comma, 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 because that would mean that you're being redundant. I would want to say Boise, comma, Los Angeles, comma, and Nashville, or Idaho, comma, California, comma, and Tennessee. Because I'm including the city and the state and not just city, 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 or state, 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 those are my units. The city and the state is one unit for the first one, city and state, second unit, city and state, third unit. So I'm separating the city and state like my comma rule tells me to with a comma. That's why I have a comma in between Boise and Idaho, Los Angeles and California, Nashville and Tennessee. Now, after each unit, not before each unit, after each unit, I'm going to put a semicolon. So that's why you'll see that semicolon here after Idaho and the semicolon after California. And then there's that last one there. So my semicolons separate each section, segment, unit, however you want to think about it. Number 2, the most powerful people in the company are the owner, Mr. Tully, the CEO, Miss Nimbus, and the president, Mr. Bones. Okay, I've got what my person's job is, I guess, job title is with his name. Again, job title for CEO with her name. And then again, job title, the president, with his name again, Mr. Bones. Okay, so I'm separating the job title with the person's name with a comma in each section, the green section, the orange section, and the blue section. And then after each section, segment, unit, whatever you want to think about it as, with a semicolon. Okay, so it always starts after the very first unit here, not anywhere before. And then take a look at number 3, and you'll notice it's the similar situation, except for it's a little more challenging because you've got some kind of, I guess, some are segmented words and some are not. Some are considered to be units, some are not. So I can put comma, 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 comma if I wanted to technically, but because you'll notice bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers, that's all one section. Okay, it's all considered to be one thing. My jalapeno poppers are wrapped in bacon. I don't need to separate anything with a comma. I'm just using that whole entire section of a sentence. And then I have my semicolon. This is the reason I actually have to have the semicolons, this orange one right here. And it's because I'm talking about my stuffed tamales, right? And they're cheese, carnitas, and green chili stuffed tamales. So because that's actually a list all in itself, because I could say in a sentence, we need to make cheese, carnitas, and green chili stuffed tamales. And I would have, because that's a list, I would have each item separated with a comma, because all 3 of those items, the cheese, the carnitas, and the green chili, are going inside of the tamales. Okay, that makes sense, right? Just have a simple sentence with just that orange section. We need to make cheese, carnitas, and green chili stuffed tamales. Now, because we add it to these other 2, the bacon wrapped jalapenos and the sausage pizza, that's why we have to have the semicolons. So that first one doesn't need to be separated in commas at all. It's just all one section. This piece, because it's naturally a series, we have to separate it as a series and then put the semicolon right after that section. And then we have the sausage pizza, and we separate it with the semicolon. And then again, we've got that chocolate mousse cake. So it's because that comma has to go here in between chocolate, we have to have those semicolons. Okay, because we can't have comma, 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 comma in some and then no commas in others. We just separate each section. That's why I color coded it for you, so you can kind of see it a little bit easier. Okay, so you have to, these are going to be your hardest ones. You have to look at where that section ends or where that item ends and then put a semicolon right after it. If you have any questions, let me know.